Hola, clase. So today is Miércoles 26 de abril, and we are just working on a few things. So if you just looked at the schedule today, we're gonna you're gonna find your take home quiz in the back of the room. So you'll just see Español take home quiz. So just grab that quiz now. You can pause this video, and we're gonna go over it. Next, we're gonna just look at some quick translations using the no pasa nada. So we're gonna need a piece of paper for that. And there's a couple other things we're going to do today. So let's just first go over that take home quiz. So for número uno, pause this video whenever you need to. It says, ¿Qué estaban haciendo Manuela y al comienzo de la historia? So for that one, you wanted to say, like, estaba mandando textos. And if you didn't get it marked wrong, it would be fine. A su novio. And it would probably be le estaba mandando textos a su novio, Luis. And then, ¿por cuánto tiempo eran novios? And for that, you would say, eran novios, or Manuela y Luis eran novios por 2 meses. So usually por is for period of time, por 2 meses. Número tres, ¿cómo era Luis? And some people, I actually like this because some people said like Luis era inapropiado. But in the story, it said Luis era generoso y cariñoso. So generous and affectionate. No era egoísta, selfish. ¿Cómo le llama Luis a Manuela? In this case, would say le llama mi reina, right? My queen. Tú le mandas mensajes de buenos días o buenas noches a alguien. So you could say, so if it's your parents, you could say like les mando, because it's to them. Usually that les doesn't get eliminated, even if you say a mis padres. Les mando mensajes de buenos días y buenas noches a mis padres. Or maybe you say, le mando mensajes de buenos días a mi novio, if it's one person, so it'd be le. And then, ¿por qué Manuela no quería mandarle una foto a Luis? ¿Cuáles eran los riesgos de mandársela? For número uno, you could have said, pensó en la seguridad cibernética, se sentía incómoda mandándole fotos en pijama, por ejemplo. La foto no es de ella después y la manda por la seguridad cibernética y los riesgos, ¿verdad? So there's lots of things you could have said for that. And then ella pensó en la seguridad cibernética. So for this next one, so the reason that it's despierta is because this is an E to IE verb. Remember, we have to look at the third person singular. So despierta de. So it's reflexive also. So you have that stem change and you also have that te. Despiertate. She sent it to Luis. So we would say se, because remember we have le there, and then la, and then mandó. So le la mandó. And so we can't say le la, we have to say se la mandó a Luis. Remember, indirect, direct. I saw them this morning. We only have a direct here. So it's going to be that las, because it's fotos. Las vi esta mañana. And then número cuatro, I always send photos to Luis. Yo siempre le mando fotos a Luis. So that le is to him. And then password is contraseña. And then for the moraleja, there's lots of different things. Maybe you can tell the students in the class now like what your moraleja is, because you guys did a great job with reading the moraleja. So maybe get together with a couple people and just discuss what your moraleja was, because I thought they were really good. I was really impressed by your writing and just your thoughts on this. Some people said things like, la moraleja es nunca debes compartir tu información privada y fotos en las redes sociales. Y no es seguro, no debes hacerlo, ¿verdad? So there's a lot of really good ideas here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I just need you to take out a piece of paper. This is actually just a quick review for, you're gonna have a more formal quiz with me, but just let's practice because the vocab's on the wall. And so if I gave you, just you can pause this video. So let's talk about a couple phrases that I want you to translate for me. So for number one, the number one is going to be, just ignore what's on the screen here. Oops. Document. Number one is going to be a safe password. Number two is going to be inappropriate photos. So just translate these like in your, you can put them in your notebook or. So if you want to tell somebody accept from aceptar.
Yeah. Did you guys finish? What did you put for your extra person?
So accept friend requests from known people. Number three. Number four is going to be take photos only with consent. And number five is going to be text me. You're telling someone text me, so it's like a command. Text me the name of the website for class. So those are your five. And then we'll check those when I see you next time. So just do those as a quick review. So definitely review these words, the 25 or so that you got on the board, 24 I think it is, for the next class. And we'll do another like little quiz like this. Gracias. So right now what I'm going to ask you to do is go back to your packet and you're going to do the translations. So we did the task cards the other day. They look like this. So for the translations, I just want you to translate them to English. So if you had like comelo, what would that be in English? So just go through the task cards that we already did in class from this sheet and then translate them. Once you finish with that, let's go over this homework. So you can pause it while you do those translations. So let's check your homework for today. To tell someone to write, you would say, and it should have been escribe. To tell someone to run quickly, you would say corre rápido or rápidamente. To tell someone to print a document, that's coming from the verb imprimir. So you would say imprime el documento. To someone to raise your hand, you would say levanta la mano. To tell someone to live their life, you would say vive tu vida. To tell someone to watch less television, you would say mira or ve menos televisión. To tell someone to raise their hand, again, you would say levanta la mano. We already had that one. Number tener is irregular, ten cuidado. Go to the restroom. Remember, it's not va, it's ve al baño. Be good, that's going to be say bueno or buena. Study for the exam. Remember, third person singular. Estudia para el examen. Okay, número 6, we want to say buy it. So it's going to be cómpralo or cómprala. But you are going to gain an accent. Cómpralo or cómprala. Look at me is mira is look, but mírame is look at me. Mírame. Run faster. Corre más rápido. Eat it. That's going to be cómelo. Tell the truth. Remember, decir is irregular, so that's going to be di la verdad. And then do the homework is going to be haz la tarea. use it for something feminine is going to be úsala, and put it in the garbage is going to be ponlo en la basura. Basura is the garbage. All right, muy bien. So what we want to do now is we want to go back. You can pause this or take a look at that again. We want to go back to the negative. We want to go back to the beginning because we want to talk about negative two commands now. So the first thing we have to do is we have to go to the yo form of the verb. So if you want to tell someone not to do something, you're going to go to the yo negative, the yo form of any verb. So like tango. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to review some of these Quizlet cards. This is right in our schedule today. I'm also going to put it in the updates for today. But basically, you want to study. These are in your Spanish 3 Quizlet. So basically, if you open these, it's going to look like this. And these are the yo irregulars because you have to use the yo irregulars. You want to make sure you know that like caer is caigo and hacer is hago and poner is pongo. So just review your yo form regulars, just so you know what they are, because you're going to need to use them when you're making your negative commands. So review those in class at some point today. So you're going to go to the yo form. So for example, like tango or pongo or hablo or recibo, any yo form. Then you're going to drop the o. So for example, if you had tango, you're going to drop the o, and then you're going to add the opposite vowel ending. So normally for an er verb, you're thinking e's. For now though, for er verbs, for er, you're going to add an a. So it's the opposite endings. And then for ar verbs, you're going to add an e. So for example, if you had hablar, you would have hablo, drop the o, and you'd have hable. So, but you have to, perdón, it should be es. So it should be no hables and then as. So you have as and you have aes. So for ar verbs, you're adding es. This is for the two. These are two commands. And for ir verbs, you're adding as. So for example, you'd have tengas or hables. We'll just write one down. Hables or bailes. So this is when you're telling somebody not to do something. So no hables, no bailes. And then for er verb, you could say like no tengas miedo, right? Don't be afraid. So you're taking the yo form, you're dropping the o, and for ir verbs, you're adding as, and for ar verbs, you're adding es, like no hables, no bailes. So that's how you basically form the two negative. However, there's a few irregulars. You have ear is going to be no vayas, so you need to know that one. No seas. There's a couple more. Dar is going to be no des because doy is the yo form, and estar is going to be no estés. Like no estés triste. Don't be sad. So those are the four I want you to know. Seas, vayas, estés, and triste, and perdón, or des. Otherwise, though, you are using the opposite endings, like ar verbs, es, ir verbs, as. Okay, so now that you have some of these notes, you know what to do with the negative forms. So if we go down here, we can fill in the negativos. And so what you can also do, I'm going to put another link in Schoology right now, and that's going to be for these slides. So use the slides because the slides have these fun different things that you can look at. So if you look here, you can hear the song going on in the background. So just go through the slides because you're going to see some examples of negative commands in here. And you also have here, you start with the no, you take off, you do the conjugation. So just look at these. And so for example, here you're going to have no me comas. So this should go pretty much in order. So you can look at the slides and kind of have fun with those too. And then you can do the work here. So for example, what's the negativo? So you want to write those in. So go through the slides and see what you can do with those. And then you could do these two if you want, just to practice the negative. So we did the positives so far. So we said say, and then no se, it should be no seas. And then I think that's it for this packet. Let me just check it on here. I don't think we have any more negatives. We'll just play this bingo next time I see you. So that's it for today. Just study your forms because we're going to have more practice with positives and negatives. But that's it for today. Muchas gracias. So anything you didn't complete today in class from this video would just be homework. Just bring everything. So when I see you next time, we can just go through really quickly and review. Okay. And also just study the vocab because we're going to have a little quiz similar to what we just did in class today as the practice.